For 7 years, we believed the Chris Watts case was closed, a clear-cut family tragedy with a full confession. But in 2025, detectives have discovered that the evidence that convicted him may have told the wrong story. That damning GPS data showing his truck at the oil field? New analysis reveals the coordinates were off by nearly 2 miles. The cadaver dogs that alerted in his vehicle, they were never tested for cross-contamination after being used at another crime scene hours before. And the Google searches for how to hide a body on his laptop, cyberforensics now show those searches occurred after his arrest, during a police examination. As investigators re-examine the physical evidence with 2025 technology, they're facing an unsettling possibility. What if Chris Watts' confession was coerced, and the real perpetrator is still out there? Dear God, we come before you with heavy hearts, lifting up the souls of Shauna and Bella, Celeste, and unborn Nico. We pray for their eternal rest in your loving arms, where there is no more pain, no more fear, only your perfect peace. Lord, we ask for comfort and healing for their family, for Shanann's parents, her brother, and all who love them deeply and continue to carry this unbearable grief. We also pray for everyone watching who has experienced loss, betrayal, or violence. May you be near to the brokenhearted and bind up their wounds. Give them strength to face each day, hope in the darkness, and the assurance that love, true love, will always triumph over evil. In your holy name, amen. Many people ask why the Chris Watts story remains in the news, why people want the case to be reopened. And I always tell them his actions deeply hurt his family and touched the hearts of parents and families everywhere, leaving so much sadness that we all feel. As humans, we want to understand the pain and loss caused by this tragedy. To keep exploring this case with care and find answers about Chris Watts' life and whoever is involved in this, please subscribe to this channel. Even though it's harder getting these informations, but your support helps me dig and share more details respectfully.
Just at the end when I was telling her, like, I told her I didn't love her anymore. That's when it happened.
What happened?
She told me to get off her, and then I put my hands on her.
Okay.
Did you say she said something like that you were hurting the baby or something?
That was before that, because when I was straddling her, it was kind of like around her waist type deal.
Why did you get on her like that?
I just, when we got on the bed, that's just when I got on.
Is that so she would listen to you?
I felt like she could probably listen to me just laying beside her, but I got on top of her. Mm-hmm. And every time I think about it, I'm just like, did I know I was going to do that before I got on top of her? I don't know.
Really? That's an interesting thought, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if you knew.
Just like everything that happened that morning, I don't know, like I try to go back in my head, I'm just like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it. And everything just kind of like...
Felt like you had to?
It just felt like it was... I don't even want to say it felt like I had to. It just felt like there was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it, and I woke up that morning and it was going to happen, and I had no control of it.
You never thought about it before?
It was just like, I don't want... Like when... Like you said, like in the sentencing hearing, that prosecutor said it takes 2 to 4 minutes for something like that to happen. Like why couldn't I just let go? I didn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why couldn't I just let go?
Was it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me, honestly.
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
She wasn't fighting.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know. Maybe she was praying. Maybe she was just. Now I read the Bible. It said, where the scripture says, "Don't forgive these people, for they do not know what they do." Mm-hmm. Maybe she was saying that. I don't know what she was saying in her head, but she, like when you guys told me, like, take off your shirt and check for defensive wounds, and there wasn't going to be any. She didn't fight. I don't know why.
Like she didn't grab. Could she grab your arms, or were her arms pinned down, or?
Not that I remember. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think like I moved to where my knees were around her arms or anything. But it was just kind of like when I got on top of her and we started talking. That was it. it's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen. And just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like, that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go.
Did it seem like it was that long? 2 to 4 minutes? How long did it seem for you?
Almost kind of felt like it was longer almost, because it felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but I just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you from not letting go.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you were in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap, something. I mean, I know. I guess my attorney had said like some, strangulation is more of like a, I don't know, passionate type thing. I'm just like, I don't know how that can be passionate.
It's just intimate because you're right in there, using your own hands. It's a lot different than someone standing across the room and you shooting them or something like that. So
I just felt like somebody was like behind me, just like, I just couldn't let go.
It's interesting to me because there was a lot of things in your life that were like that, right? Where you're just like, maybe felt out of control, or maybe felt like, I don't know why I couldn't take a step back, or, like even when you said, when your buddy was like, let's go to the football game, you wanted to say yes, you just couldn't.
Yeah, I wanted to. Like, I haven't been to a football game since North Carolina, so I was just like, yeah, sure. Like, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to just text me, hey, babysitter fell through, can't. Let's go.
So, then what?
After Shanann was, I guess, once she was gone, it was just like I didn't know what was going on. It's like it was like a traumatic, I don't know what you call it, traumatic event type, and everything. And like I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time. Like most people say, like, why don't you just call 911? Why it's like, unless you're in that situation, you don't know. You don't know what you would have done. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
I agree with that.
Like you said, if somebody shoots somebody, you don't know what they was going through their mind at that point in time. You don't know what you'd have done.
So what happened next?
Bella came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
What's wrong?
Did she hear something? Is that what she came?
Obviously, I think.
Okay. What'd you tell me?
Somebody don't feel good.
And did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not in front of her.
What happened?
She walked in as, she's docking up. She was sleeping.
Did you take her back to her room?
I put Shanann in that sheet and found the site.
Okay. And what?
Carried her downstairs and backed my truck up.
At that point, were the girls still there? Okay. So then Shanann's in the truck. Then you went back to the house.
Got everybody back in the truck.
Was Bella first or was Cece first?
In the truck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Shanann was first, and then Bella was next. Was Bella alive when you guys got in the truck? Oh, okay. What happened?
I woke back up.
Okay.
I don't really want to talk about this part, honestly.
Okay.
Those are my kids. This is my baby. I have to talk to them every night. I help us be honest.
Okay.
Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how this could have happened. And being a dad was the best part of my life. I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls. Like, it's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and, you know, making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things, how you get to that point, you know?
I don't know. Like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
Like when that prosecutor said about a bitter tongue, like repeatedly, I just wanted to just bang my head up against the wall.
So you put Shanann in the truck, and then you put the two girls in the truck? Were they just sitting in their car seats, or I guess they didn't probably have car seats in your truck, did they?
No, they was sitting in the back with like in that bench, and
So Shanann was back there too?
she was on the floor.
What did they say about Shanann being on the floor?
Mommy, okay?
What'd you tell them?
She'll be fine.
Did you have their stuff with them? Like their toys and their blankets and stuff?
They had something with them that they carried. One of them, I think, in CC and Bella had like a blanket or something with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like a pink blanket or...
What about the dog? I think one of them had a dog, right? That talked, or dog?
Yeah, one of them had like a little barking dog.
Was that with you too? Do you know?
I think it was. Trying to, it's hard to remember. Like if
Yeah.
they had like a big blanket, small blanket.
So, I think I saw on the video that you put a gas can or something in the back of your truck. Is that right? Did you have different plans when you put that in there?
I don't know what was going through my head. I feel like maybe I could just get rid of myself at the same time if I was doing all this, honestly.
Yeah.
Did you just think about that?
What'd you think about that?
I felt like I deserved to live after what had happened.
Was there any thought to the whole family going away that day, to include you?
After everything happened, that's the definite thought.
Yeah. See, it's interesting to me. We had all kind of wondered if there was a point when you were all together and if you were all going to pass together. That to me makes sense, because that's, even though it sounds crazy, that's what a family man does, right?
Family man doesn't do what he did.
No, I know. I guess what I mean is, it seems like you guys were going to be together forever in that way. Is that maybe what's going through your head?
Honestly, I just felt like I didn't deserve to live.
Yeah.
And it was like, whatever judgment I was going to come upon myself, I just didn't deserve to be on this earth anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Okay.
So what made you not do that, do you think?
I don't know if it was just more of like because with the site, maybe it was just more of like, I would have hurt more people than just me and everybody else. Like, I know there's other people out there, not like at the site, but other people, like maybe out in the area, like I didn't want something like on the site to catch fire and blow up, and then other people around would get hurt in the same.
So you were thinking initially about starting a fire out there or an explosion or something, or?
Just no, not for that. Just like maybe I could just take care of myself and not have been dead.
Wow.
I guess that's the only thing you do. I mean, I don't have a gun. I don't have anything like that. It's not like you can just commit suicide that way. But
So
it's
just
like,
to blow yourself up?
I mean, it was just, I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
I don't have weapons. I've never hunted before in my life. I don't know nothing was right that morning.
Yeah. I remember you kept telling me that. You kept saying, I didn't know what I was doing, Tammy. I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, when you asked me about the sheet, like, what were you doing? Like, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. I think you were just like in automatic mode, or it seemed like. So did you drive straight out there? So what were you thinking on the way out there?
It's kind of like what I was doing right now. I'm just like, nervous, shaking, not knowing, like, what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, my life is completely changed. I don't know, like, what's happening. Like, honestly, like, I try to picture that whole ride. Like, it's like 45 minutes to an hour ride out there. And it's just like, couldn't I have, like, saved my girl's life? Couldn't I have done something? Why did I do that? I don't know.
Right.
Like, this is my flesh and blood. This is, like, what I wanted all my life, was to be a dad, just to have, kids, and they loved me, all that, and it just nothing made sense.
Right.
Like the oil tank, nothing made sense. I'm just like, what the doing?
Mm-hmm. So what happened when you got out there?
I took Shanann out just to a place off to the site,
Mm-hmm.
and then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just sent them back to the truck.
And then what happened after that?
CC was first. She did have a blanket. She had a blue blanket. A Yankee blanket.
So was she alive when she went into the oil tank? No?
I put the blanket over her head.
And that's how she passed. Couldn't breathe.
I put the blanket over her head. I didn't want to. No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
She was sitting right beside her.
Did she understand? Did she know what was going on?
She didn't say anything.
And then the same for Bella? Just without a blanket?
With the blanket.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look. It's like every time I closed my eyes, I just hear her saying, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
That's what Bella said.
I hear that every day.
You're like, sorry, man.
Sorry doesn't take anything back to that hit.
I know. Is it possible that in your mind you didn't want them to suffer throughout their life? Was this like a mercy thing?
I mean, you can say that like after the fact, but it was just like, I don't.
You didn't feel like that during it?
I just didn't. I felt like it was just like an anger with Shanann, with everything, that I was just taking it out on everybody that was in front of me that morning.
Yeah.
kids growing up without their parents, depending on what grandparents or whoever they grew up with, seemed to be fine. But it was just like, it was an anger thing. It was just like.
And what were you so angry at Shanann about? Like, if you could pinpoint it.
Nothing that makes anybody to want to do this. I mean, you could be angry at your spouse like your whole life, but you should never have done anything like this. You should never let it get to that point. But I let it get to a point where I've never been angry before. Like, and this was like the epitome of being angry.
Yeah.
The epitome of like showing a rage. The epitome of like losing your mind. I mean, even like some people in here said, dude, like, the heck happened? You must have freaking snapped. And like, I just walk away. I'm just like, I don't see it in my mind how it could have, like, I look outside every day, I'm like, what could we be doing right now? But, right now I'd have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and more than likely a 1-month-old son. And a beautiful wife. And just like, right now it's just me.
I watched that video of you finding out that Shanann was pregnant. You don't seem excited. You seem like kind of in shock.
Scared.
And yeah, like, oh fuck. Like,
Well,
it was already complicated and now this.
Well, it's like, when we had talked about it, like a couple weeks, it happened like with Bella, it was like, we almost gave up trying. And then she bought me like a supercharger for my car. And then with Cece, it was like, we had to try. And then finally, but with Nico, it was, once or twice. And then like 2 weeks later, she's pregnant.
Is that what happened?
Yes. It's just like, it was more of like, surprise, scared. I'm like, wait, what? Like, we just talked about this. Like, people have brought up the fact, like, oh, she was probably pregnant before, like, you guys even talked about it. I'm just like, no, it's not, no. But like, yeah, it was insanely fast. I give it that. Like, that's the only reason I ever gave that notion, like, even the moment of thought, because it was, like, faster than any other time that she'd gotten pregnant.
You just didn't seem happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't remember the video much. I know she was wearing like a "Oops, we did it again" shirt, I think, and I was walking out with my cooler or something. I don't remember like my actual like reaction, like watching the video, but like I could see her probably see like didn't seem like he was jumping for joy type thing.
yeah, it didn't seem like that.
Did you watch the one of when I found out about Cece?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
is it totally different?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Because Bella was in the crib and it had an eviction notice on the.
Oh, yeah, I think
on
you
the
told
crib.
me about it. Yeah, I never saw it though.
Yeah, I picked up Bella and spun her around and whatnot. This time it was just me and Shanann, and she was in the kitchen. I don't know, like, I don't forget what date it was. Maybe like June 3rd or 5th or 7th. I'm not sure like what date it was in the video, but maybe I already felt guilty about talking to Nikki at work.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going through my head.
Is that the potential timing? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't remember the video, what date the video was, but I knew like I kind of met Nikki around like June 1st. I knew like she told me like afterwards.
When you say met her, you mean like went on a date with her?
No, I never went on a date with her until she was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Just like flirting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was natural flirting back and forth, and I was just like, I knew that like with that video timing, I probably just looked like I was like felt guilty for even talking to my girl at work.
Well, you probably did, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys fight before, you and Shanann? I know you talked about like not really raising your voice and stuff. Was there? Because I want to say, didn't a neighbor talk about them fighting and stuff?
Yeah, but that was embellished and exaggerated, and he retracted that.
Oh, he ended up doing that?
Yeah, he retracted that. So.
Did you guys ever fight? Did you ever?
No, I mean,
Was there any domestic violence in your house? Like,
No, like we never.
this is strange to us to
Even
have.
from her to you, I mean,
Yeah.
She gets mad when she's pregnant and grabs a knife, or
No, like
scratches you or smacks you around, or nothing?
No, she'd never like nothing.
Okay.
That's what makes all this even more hard to understand from my standpoint, and from yours too.
Yeah.
Did she ever belittle you at all? Did you ever feel that way, maybe?
Was that?
Did she ever make you feel like she belittled you, or you felt belittled by her?
I mean, there's always points like in a marriage where like the dominant person like takes control of everything, but like I was just my whole life I just kind of went with the flow. Like I never like put myself in the center of attention. I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in the back row.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if she did belittle me, I couldn't pick an exact point or time.
She never really felt that way. Right?
No, I mean, I always knew I was like, the introvert, and she was she took control of most situations. Like when people came over, like I knew what my role was.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos of like cooking, or she'd make like power balls, or or like protein balls, or whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't seem like you want to be in those videos.
No.
Like I feel like you were being forced to be in those videos. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like to me.
I hated being in videos. I mean, I did it for her because it was for her business and stuff. But like it was, I hated just being out for everybody to see. That's why like the whole like the gender reveal thing. I was just like, I didn't want it to be like some live Facebook video. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
But like I never wanted to be out there.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like.
Well, even when she was, because we talk about this a lot, Tammy and I and Dave, even when it was, I think it was Florida on some Lavelle or Thrive thing, and she's like, here we are, and it's all expenses paid, and
I was like,
I remember looking at you and thinking, like, he is not into this video right now.
No, you don't look into any of the videos, I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah,
I get it.
I mean, I remember you talking about, like, she would even post stuff for you. Like, because you're technically a salesman, too, of Lavelle, of Thrive.
Because, like, she put me underneath her, and that, like, anything, like, any of my friends or stuff, like, anything I do would help her.
Right.
So it was just, I would send her pictures. Like I should take a picture with your patch. I'm like, okay, send it to her, and then she'd make a post about it. She was like, you need to take more control over like your business and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Like if I wanted to talk to somebody at the mall or at the pool or somebody about this, I just stumble all over my words and just like they'd be like, okay, bye. But
Yeah.
I'm not the salesman. She's I mean, she could sell everything you're wearing back to you.
Right.
And you wouldn't even know it. Like, wait, I just paid
Right.
$20 for this shirt. I paid $20 for it. Yeah, those videos were not me. I did it just to support her. Like she would always say, "Oh."
Could you tell her no? Could you say, "I don't want to be in that video," or was that an option?
Probably not an option. I mean, it's like she would have been like, "Oh, why? This is to help our family. This is for to help this and that." So I couldn't have told her no. I mean, it would have made her mad. I would have been like, no. I wouldn't really start that. It's because it's for the business. It's for the family. I was just gonna try to help out wherever we can.
Right.
Did that actually make money?
Mm-hmm.
So not only just more sales, but it actually put money in your guys' pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she made probably in that last year, probably as much as I did.
On commissions, basically? I mean, I know that's a simplified version of it, but...
Yep. I mean, it's they don't take taxes out on it, so...
Right.
So that was like the good thing, and they paid for your car.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Did they give you an allowance or something to buy a car?
Yep. If you're a certain level, like a 12K or above, they give you a car allowance once a month. I'm not sure how they made money. The owners doing that, but they did.
Yeah.
Unless there's just like an insane markup on the product, which I guess there is.
Probably is, yeah.
I'm not sure how much it costs for them to make it.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a different person wearing those patches?
Especially like the Duo, the Burn. I mean, like the Apple Watches. Like if you look on it, like when it tells you you're exercising, it says I was exercising like all day because my heart rate was like up.
Oh.
Just from those patches.
Was it full of caffeine or what?
They just have something. They had something in them. I mean, the black label ones, the longer black ones, those had caffeine in them, but it never had that effect. I mean, the Duo Burn ones, the ones that are more of like the fat loss type, it felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't.
Oh, were you tired?
I mean, I know at some points, even Nikki said that, like, I'd fall asleep on the couch, on her couch while I was talking to her, and then like pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep, which I don't know if it was like an insomnia thing or what, but like I wasn't sleeping much.
You had a lot going on then.
Yeah, but that was the only patches I really felt like a real big difference on, just because it felt like I was working out all day.
Mm-hmm. You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though, or do you?
I don't really know. I know I just felt different on those than any other patch. I felt like I could just go longer and longer each day. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure like if that was probably a bad thing, because I don't think I was probably sleeping more than 3 hours a night.
So would you stay when Shan was gone? Would you stay with Nikki and then go home for to get ready for work?
Yeah, I just wake up at like 4:30 and go home and get ready for work and leave. And I just work out when I got back home.
Mm-hmm.
What were the conversations with Nikki as far as at some point you guys were talking about her helping you find an apartment? So what did you guys talk about as far as your future together?
That didn't really happen until like I got back from the beach. So I told her I lied to her like, hey, I had talked to Shan about getting the separation.
And that talk hadn't happened yet.
No, I mean it kind of like. She knew something was going on and things. I mean, we weren't sleeping in the same room, and then she even mentioned the fact like, hey, Colorado's 50-50 state or something like that. And I was like, okay, I guess she looked it up. But that actual talk hadn't actually happened. I was just like, I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. And so in conversations with Nikki, and I get it. I mean, you're telling her like the progress toward the divorce is a little bit more than it was. Mm-hmm. And then so what were you guys planning?
So it was more of like she was going to help me find an apartment that was affordable. That's kind of just around like Brighton or maybe just close to work, like Fort Lupton or something around there. That's kind of like where my area was. Mm-hmm.
Did you talk about moving in with her?
She didn't want that.
She didn't want that? Would you have done that if she would have been cool with that?
I've been a little too soon, I would have thought. There was just, we'd only been really seeing each other like almost like a month, or maybe just talking about 2 months. That would have been really. She called her house, like her apartment, like her, I don't know, like her, kind of like a shield, or kind of like her, she had another word for it, but.
Like her safe place?
Yeah, like a safe place or something like that. And she said like, people like to invade it, but that's why she always let me come over, because she said she felt like that was fine, like her dog liked me and everything. Like she would say, hey, you just ship people along here type thing. Like, oh, okay.
So you and Shannon, did you talk about selling the house? At what point did you? And there was some discussion there with Ann Meadows.
She had sent an email to Ann about like how we would go about like selling the house.
Yeah.
And I think Ann told her about Ann was always about getting pre-approved. Just like, like if you're going to sell your house, get pre-approved for like another house, so it's like, much faster.
Yeah, so you can just quickly transition from one to the other. Okay. When did that happen? Remember?
I think it was either right before we left. No, that had to have been like first week of August, somewhere around there. I think she may have contacted her.
Okay. So the plan was maybe to buy a house. I think you told me in Brighton, you think about buying a house in Brighton.
Yeah, just like, she liked that Adams 12 school system or something.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I think that's what Brighton is. Adams.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about when you called the school that day, on Monday?
I was freaking out. I didn't know, like I was thinking in my head, like, what I just did, what I just done, and I didn't know, like, it was stupid to do anything. Just, I mean, to call the school, to call Ann, to call anybody. I mean, they were right to be, you know, suspicious about anything. Like, 'cause I knew I probably sounded eccentric on the phone and out of sorts, and just, you know, I don't even know what they were thinking. They heard me.
I think they thought I was weird, but I don't know how you would not sound weird, you know, like you said, so.
So, are you 100% sure the girls were still around and alive when you drove out? Okay. So that's completely accurate. There's nothing else about that.
They got in the truck.
Okay.
Where did the blanket go?
It's probably in the trash can or something, I think.
In the trash?
It wasn't like, it was still in my truck.
Okay. We thought we saw some GPS where you had stopped by near construction roll-off dumpster. Is that true, or?
I think that's like, I dumped my clothes in there.
So that would have been on the way back to the house?
In my neighborhood.
Yeah. When Officer Kunab was there? Okay. Was it one of those red construction dumpsters?
More than likely.
Okay.
Did you pack new clothes? How did that work?
I already have some in there, because like, in case we have like a spill or something.
Oh.
If you ever get crude oil on you, you don't. Yeah, I have like 2 pairs of boots, all kinds of different stuff in there, just because like just one time I had to clean up a spill and I had defrost on, and I had like a headache for like 2 weeks because it's like the crude oil that comes with that. So I always have something in there.
So where did you keep them after you took them off? Like, did you just change out there into your new other clothes?
So like I dumped my clothes in that dumpster.
But that wasn't that on the way back? When you were coming? Like, you'd already worked the whole day, right?
I worked worked like till like 11 or so.
11.
Yeah. So that was back when Nicole Atkinson.
Yeah, when she was at
when she
my
called.
house, hitting the doorbell, that's when I knew someone was at the house.
Right.
Did you think right then, like, oh fuck, like here we go? Or what were you thinking then?
I didn't even know why she was there. I was like, I didn't know, like, maybe she had an appointment or something with Shanann. I didn't know.
What did you think, like, that day, like, what you were gonna say? Like, what was your plan? Were you just gonna go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
I had no idea what was gonna happen. Like, after everything, I mean, I don't even know how I was even acting even normal to people that was around. Because when, like, Troy and Cody and Chad and Melissa and all them, like, you know, when they showed up on the site, I don't even know how I was even being somewhat even coherent what I was saying, but apparently they understood me. So I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I said, this wasn't like something like some Criminal Minds type.
Like, well thought out.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that.
Just minute by minute at that point.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on.
So once the girls were gone, was it also just a minute by minute thing as far as the oil tanks?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I mean, just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
And was that just because it was in front of you and there it was and just presented itself? It wasn't a plan beforehand? Okay. Was there any reason why the separate ones?
No, it's like you said, it was like going up the stairs, and it just didn't. No, like what Frank said, it's like I was trying to separate everybody. That's not.
No.
No, I didn't want to separate anybody.
What was the reason?
I can't even tell you. It was like I said, like something else was in control of what I was doing, and it was like I was doing something I never thought I would ever do in my life.
Did you think there would be less chance of someone finding them if they were in separate tanks, or?
I don't know.
Sounds like over there.
Whatever my reasoning was in my head that day. It wasn't sound. Nothing was right.
And you don't even remember thinking about it?
No, it was just like, it was like a reaction of something that I wasn't even thinking about.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the trash bags? Do you remember that?
Oh, with
There were two.
okay, yes. Trying to, because like she kept, I didn't want to, like when I was putting this one coherent, I guess, thing I had, like I didn't want the girls looking at Shanann while they were in the back seat.
So what'd you do?
I put a trash bag on one end and on her feet and on her head, so they didn't have to see.
And they were just too little to kind of figure out, right?
Yeah, they didn't notice.
Okay. That's good.
I just know, like when I was driving up there, I mean, they were just, sitting there just, kind of asleep or kind of just like, holding on to each other, laying in each other's laps. I didn't.
Do you remember having any thoughts or thinking about why not just putting them all together with Shanann?
Honestly, it was just happening so fast. I had no time to really have a thought that was my own.
Okay.
But I wasn't like dutifully trying to separate anybody passing away, trying to keep anybody separate. And everything, Frank, Sandy, and Frankie said, like I don't hold it against them. I mean, they can hate me for, they have a right to hate me for the rest of their lives.
They don't hate
They
you.
don't. In fact, while we're on the subject, I speak with them weekly, and I told them that we were going to come here and then hopefully would speak with us. And they told me to tell you, understandably, they're devastated. But they actually said that they love you. They still love you. And Sandy explained it. He's our son-in-law for 8 years. I can't just turn that off. So they don't hate you. They don't.
That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you, Sandy was the one that was most resistant to penalties in this case. And she said that. She told me that from the very beginning. That she didn't want that. It's God's decision. It's not her decision. And then she told me that even then. So it's not just a one-time thing that she has said it to me. It's been over the whole course of the event. So that's probably one of the most honest things someone's ever told me. So it's pretty amazing. Faith is. She's obviously a believer. So am I. I get it. So I understand it.
That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah. Good people.
I would have figured they would have hated me for.
They don't. I mean, yeah, anybody would think that. I certainly would have, but I have to admit I was surprised, really taken back by that, but they certainly don't.
What did they say when they knew you were coming out here?
They said they want to know, details, because they need closure. And that's really all they want, and they want to keep it private. And I said, well, absolutely. We'll talk to them about what you told us, and just so they can put it past them, because they're having a hard time dealing with it and trying to get past it all. And I think that may help, just to know.
Closures, I mean, my parents still think, like I told them I pled guilty for a reason.
Right.
And like I told it to them when they had that video phone thing in Colorado the day before. Like I pled guilty, like I plead guilty for a reason. Like I didn't just, I knew other people were watching, so I didn't just go in and like just say anything. But, like they seemed to take it. Like, okay.
What made you do that, Chris? What made you plead guilty?
I didn't want anybody else to. I didn't want them to go through this for 2 or 4 years. I didn't want my attorneys to lie for me for 2 to 4 years. Like they would have done anything I told them to do.
Sure.
That's what they're. I don't see how they can do that. And like, you know, that's what attorneys do. You know, like they take their defendant and they say, hey, like, what happened? Okay, we'll go with that story. Like I told them everything I just told you guys. And it's just like, they got together, like, well, if, you know, if they ever offered a plea deal, would you ever want to, like, just plead guilty to them? Like, yeah, I mean, if we can end this, end it. Like, I was, like, in September, I told them that.
Really?
Yeah, they, like, but, you know, it was way too early, and the prosecution was still doing their investigation, still grabbing evidence and all kinds of stuff, and that wasn't even really on the table. So I think it was like around Halloween. I think that's when the prosecution went to Frank and Sandy and Frankie's house, and it's talking like, if we can end this, would you be open to that? And that's when, like, you know, like the whole death penalty and everything, all that conversation happened. And I guess they were surprised that it would just be over.
Yeah.
And
We were all in shock, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, that was like,
It's like we were going 100 miles an hour and then we just hit a brick wall. Like, that's what it felt like to all of us. So, I mean, obviously you had more time to
yeah, I mean,
contemplate it than
yeah,
us.
I told John and Kate and Sophia and everybody, Amy, okay, if we can just stop this, and like, I know it's, you know, everybody's telling me to fight this, you know, there's no, like, there's like, everybody's saying there's like not enough evidence to such and this and that, and I'm just like, no, this needs to end. Like, I don't want people to have to, because for Frank and everybody to have to fly back to Colorado every single time and get reminded of this, like, I'm not sure, like, it's never going to go away, but to have to come and talk about it, have other people talk about it, have, you know, all three of you get on the witness stand and say, you know, what they saw, what they've seen, you know, what they heard on tapes and everything like that. It's just like, I don't want people to relive that over and over and over again for years. Like, if I could just end this for everybody, and then, like, if there's any closure at all, they could, you know, they could start then instead of like in 2022. But, you know, like, you know, and everything just like, 'cause I know it'd only get worse for everybody.
So did it have anything to do with you not having the death penalty?
No, like, I mean, honestly, like, when I was sitting in that cell, I felt like I should have died. I mean, I was listening to everybody telling me, like, hey, if you do this and this, you can hang yourself in that cell. You could do this and that.
They were like telling you stuff.
Yeah, you could drown yourself in the toilet if you wanted to fill your toilet bowl up or something like that. It was, they've been there a bunch of times. And, like, you know, at one point I was listening to them. Mm-hmm. You know, I was just like, you know, I just felt like maybe there's a different purpose for me somewhere. You know, maybe it's here. I don't know. Like, I prayed to God every day that He would move me away from Colorado, like, move me away from, like, the DOC there, because I just knew, like, 'cause they were saying there was a hit on me. They said if I was going to a DOC in Colorado, like, I'd last a week and I'd be dead, because of, like, the gangs and all that kind of stuff. And so, like, I just felt like God moved me here for a reason. And I'll, you know, hopefully I can help people that way. But, like, I didn't want my family, I didn't want Shanann's family, all of our friends, like, you know, having to go through that, because after a while I knew it was like, this stuff was everywhere, and I knew, like, all her Thrive friends, everybody, that was just like, it would just broke, just put that hole in their heart just a little bit bigger every time. I didn't want that. I knew it would have gotten worse. I didn't want it to get any worse than it already was.
Did you ever think about, well, you know, it could be very believable, what I told him, it could be very believable that Shanann did, you know, end the girls. And so maybe if I tried to convince people that, maybe if I fought with my attorneys on that, maybe I could lessen it somehow. Did you ever think about that?
Honestly, I never even thought about the story until you guys mentioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wondered.
I never even thought about it until you guys mentioned it.
And what did you think about it once it got mentioned?
It's just like, I just went with it. I didn't, like, you know, I knew my dad was out there. I knew it was like, you know, I knew they would probably believe it because, you know, my mom and my sister just never really liked Shanann. And I knew that, like, you know, I mean, through all this, like, I got letters from some of my friends that even said, you know, when we went over to your house, we could see, Shan was more of a dominant personality and more of like, hey, you're always helping with the kids and everything. Just, you're a great dad and everything. We could see, a couple things that I never saw or, whatnot. And even my best friend Mark even said, there's always, something, I didn't really get with Shan. I was like, nobody ever told me any of this stuff, but okay. But yeah, I never thought about that story. And, that's what my attorneys were going with. And then, like, I think it was probably the second week I told them, like, what had really happened.
What did they say after that?
They were quiet. They were writing it down. They said they wouldn't judge me, so I told them. I told them everything that happened. And they, appreciated, like, I guess, most of the time, their defendant or their, defendants don't, like, tell them actually what happened.
No. Yeah.
They just, tell them, all right, get me out of here. And this is what happened. But I told them what happened. I didn't want them going, if this was going to go, like, anywhere in courts, I didn't want them to be under a false pretense and, like, get surprised. So I know, like, there was probably things that you guys probably knew that maybe if I lied to them and just tell them, no, this is what happened, that it would have, like, made them look, foolish and stupid and just, like, unprepared. And I'm just like, this is what happened. And they appreciated me telling them that. So now they would be prepared. And that's when they were saying, like, if it was ever, if we ever went to them, the prosecution, and say, hey, if we could end this, would I be open to it? I'm like, if it could end, send it.
I know there was, like, wasn't her phone found on the couch or between the couch cushions? Like, did you plant all that
I
stuff?
just threw it in there.
You just threw it in there? Why did you do that?
I don't know what was going on that morning. Like, even, like, her watch, her phone, like, if I was actually, like, if I'd planned this, I would probably just take it out to the field or something, But,
what about her ring and stuff? What were you thinking about that?
It's like, maybe she actually really wanted the divorce. Maybe she didn't want to fix it. Just put it there on the counter.
She took it off? Or did you take it off?
I took it off.
Okay. Oh, so that would look like she was saying, I want a divorce, I'm leaving it here when I'm taken off. I see.
So the phone and her watch and the couch, was that morning before you left to go to service? Okay.
That's, I think, Nicole's son found it or something.
Yeah.
What other things did you do that maybe we even missed?
Tried the phone and the watch. I think I threw the therapy book she wanted me to read in the trash. I don't know.
That was that morning?
I think so.
Were you trying to make it look like she threw it in the trash?
I don't know. I just, like, I just didn't think nothing was ever going to work again. So I didn't know what was going on.
Did you go down to the basement? I thought the basement door open.
Yeah, the door is open, but yeah. So there was a lot of movement, I think it was around 4:26 or something. And the garage door opening, the basement door opening, and then of course the living room sensors and all. Do you remember what you were doing all during that time?
You had a lot of steps. I'll just say that.
Okay. So, like, the basement, I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing I really have down there is my workout, the bench press and whatnot.
Do you remember going down there for anything or opening that door for anything? Did you think about, well, maybe I'll take her out that way, or is it a walkout basement?
No.
It wasn't at your house. Okay.
No, it's like a garden level basement. So
Okay.
But no, I don't remember really. What's that? I don't think I worked out that morning.
Like, were you packing your lunch in the kitchen? Like, did you have to do all that normal stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely packed the lunch and everything. Did all that, but I don't remember about the basement. Unless I just worked out that morning, I just don't remember. I don't think I did.
So one of the more...
Unless there was a trash bag down there, then I don't know.
Yeah, you got trash bags from there?
Maybe there wasn't any in the garage, and I went down there and got one.
So you normally carry a roll of trash bags in your truck?
No.
So So there was a roll in your truck.
There was?
Yeah.
Maybe I just grabbed it and brought it with me then.
That would have been kept in the basement, maybe, or
Basement or the garage.
or the garage. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Graham?
One of the more kind of poignant or tender moments in all of this was seeing you with your dad when he came in. What was it like when you picked him up at the airport?
It was very strange. It was kind of like I almost knew this was probably the last time I'd ever see him on the outside. In my head, I knew that.
Yeah. What'd you guys talk about?
Honestly, like, he just wanted to talk about sports. He just wanted, he just, like, you know, he's always kind of, like, you know, distance himself from, like a problem type thing. Like, you know, when, like, if there was ever an issue or anything like that, he always want to talk about, like, just bring up, like, when I would try to get him to quit smoking, like, all the time. Like, this was after, like, I graduated high school and whatnot. He would...
Are you talking about cigarettes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, he would always, like, just change stuff. He'd be like, oh, you never happened in the race? Football? Just something. I mean, he just never wanted, like, you know, he said, okay, yeah, I'll get to it. And he just, boom, something else. And, you know, I just kind of felt like it was kind of like that. You know, like, he asked, like, a few questions, like, you know, do you know where they're at? And do you think, you know where they're at or anything like that? And I just, you know, told him no. And then, like, start talking about, just want to talk about sports and just, like, normal things. And just kind of, I'm not sure if he maybe knew anything, you know, maybe he kind of figured out something maybe happened and just wanted to talk to me as his son.
Is it possible he saw that you were in a stressful situation and wanted to do what he always did? Make things comfortable?
I think that was a good way to put it.
I bet you picked up a lot of that from him.
Yeah, because I mean, stressful situations, like, I mean, the gray hair didn't show it, but, like, I try not to be in stress. But, you know, it's, like, you know, I worked on cars, there was a lot of stress, because it's always, you know, it's on commission, you know, you get paid what you do, not by showing up. So, you know, then Anadarko was a little less stressful, because, you know, I got paid just to be there. But, you know,
Was your dad's marriage like yours and Shanann's marriage, as far as, like, your dad was the more passive one and your mom was the more
my mom
dominant?
was always the more aggressive one.
Was she like Shanann in a way? I mean, were you attracted to Shanann because she was kind of like how your mom and dad's relationship was, or?
It was like, you know, it almost mirrored, like, her mom and dad's relationship, honestly, because her dad's like my dad. Because they're both, like, kind of calm and cool and collected.
I could see that, yeah.
And her mom is very...
Sandy rules that roost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very. And it's just like, you know, I kind of related it to that. Because, like, her mom always said, like, she always told Shanann that she would marry somebody that was kind of like her dad. And I felt like I was kind of like her dad. I mean, I wasn't, like, you know, I couldn't build a lot of things he could, but, you know, our personalities were kind of like, you know, I was always, you know, I think he really liked me the first time he met me because, like, I was helping Shanann with this. She had got this car from the dealership that she worked at, and she was driving around, and it felt like, you know, the wheel was about to fall off. And I pulled over where her dad was, and I got her knee bit jacked it up, and I was, like, you know, trying to fix everything. He said, like, any other guy she'd ever dated would have just, like, stood by and watched me do it. And so, like, that's when he really, like, kind of like me.
Took to you.
It was just like I was always wanting to help people, not to hurt anybody.
Well, and you helped her all through her lupus, and you're at the colonoscopy, and you're jacking up the car. And
I mean, anytime she had an issue with, like, Carter at the 30 South Customs, and, like, I would just go out to work and see what I could do with it. You know, I would just, you know, do whatever I could to help.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the reasons Frank and Sandy work so well is because Frank let Sandy be Sandy.
Yeah.
And they probably both saw in you that you let Shanann be Shanann.
Yeah, I just, like, you know, I didn't try to change her.
Right.
Like, I just let her be, you know, who she is.
Yeah.
She's, like, you know, she's gung-ho. She's, you know, she knows what she wants. She's going to go get it.
Yeah.
And I didn't say, hey, you know, you can't do that. And that's what her first husband did.
Yeah.
He controlled everything. He tried to be Sandy. And it didn't work. And she turned into almost like me. She was like, she just kind of like played back and just kind of like let him do what he was doing. And then I think she learned after that she could just be herself. And then with me, she could definitely be herself.
Yeah.
So that's how it worked.
So do you think your dad had any inkling? Because I'm trying to remember the timing. He showed up when you were still walking around. You weren't in any trouble yet when Ronnie came in.
Yeah, I had met with you the night before, for like 3 or 4 hours. And then I was at Nick and Amanda's house.
Okay.
And I was there, and that's when I went to go pick him up.
Okay. And you picked him up. It was early that morning, right?
He was like 10:30, I think, when his flight came in.
Okay. And then so from there, you guys probably drove home and then to the police station.
Yep.
And the talks there were no type of confession from you. Okay.
No, it was like, he was just gonna wait.
Okay.
I told him, like, if you're hungry, there's like that barbecue joint down the street, and like, it's good. And just, he told me he never left.
He didn't. I wasn't lying.
Yeah.
He's faithful. He was.
Yeah, I don't know how he lasted that long without food.
We ended up giving him food.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was great. And the reason I ask is because when I look back and watch the video, now knowing what I know after talking to you today, I can see how genuine he was. But I just didn't know if you guys had come up with some sort of plan. Okay.
No, we never talked about anything
Okay.
like that. If I had told him anything, he would have probably just told me to just tell him right away.
I think you're right.
Like, he would have still loved me either way, but he would have told me, you need to tell him, like, right now.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I was going to be there for 14, or however long it was, like 10 hours, however long I was there that day.
You were there a long time.
Yeah, but it was, he would have told me just to say, just to tell you.
Yeah.
Did you know walking in there that you were going to tell us? Or did you think...
I knew there was a reason you brought me back in. I know, well, for the,
What'd you think about the polygraph?
that was horrible.
Why did you say that?
I don't know how you do that.
Why do you say that?
Because Tammy's a torturer.
I'm not.
No, like,
Tell me.
You answered, you asked me questions for like 3 or 4 hours beforehand, and then you do the polygraph, and it's like you just break down somebody's brain to where like
Too
it's like
much or what?
Too much. Jello, and it's just like I know it's you guys have a job and you have a plan, and that's you executed it.
She's thorough, right? There's just no way to get out of there without the truth.
No, I kind of knew like because right when he asked me about like Saturday night, when I told you about the walking, I was like, man, she was like going through her head. I was like,
Well, we did know, we found out about Nikki right before the polygraph.
I figured that out after with meeting with John and everybody that she had met with somebody from the CBI, like on the 14th or the 15th. I was just like, wait, they were talking. Oh, okay. So you already knew. But
I didn't know how extensive it was, but yes, we knew.
Yeah, walking in there that day, just walking into that room, I knew I wasn't walking out.
Yeah.
Just the feeling I had walking in that room.
Yeah.
Just seeing, I don't remember if the polygraph stuff was already in there. I think it was.
It was, yeah.
But it was, I knew it.
I just feel like sometimes when people, do the bad thing and they stay, like, some part of me thinks, well, I think they're here because they really want to tell us what happened. Because it's not normal that you want to keep all that in. Like, that just kills people on the inside. And I could tell it was killing you that day.
Yeah, it was just like that. The 13th, when I slept in the house, I did nothing. I don't think I slept maybe like 2 hours because I just finally got so tired I just fell asleep. I had every light on. Nothing felt right.
What were you thinking about during your media interviews?
I didn't want to do it.
Why did you do it? Did you feel like you had to do it?
I felt like, they would have just kept knocking on my door until I answered it. And, like, I didn't even set it up, but, Nicole Atkinson set it up. She told me, hey, Fox
is she the one that set it up?
She said Fox is going to be at your house at 10:30. I'm like, what? Like, okay. And, I think I even called you about it, like, what do you recommend that I do? And he's like, it's kind of up to you. I'm like, okay. And I called one of her friends, what should I do? And she said I probably wouldn't do it, but I just felt like, I don't even want to know what I said, what I looked like on there, because I knew it. Some people said it just made it look even worse after the fact, but
It didn't look good. I mean, obviously we can't say, oh, we knew right then he was lying, but I think we all watched it together and went, this might be bad.
yeah, I mean,
I had that feeling after I watched it. So I could kind of see it in your face.
it's like I was just lying to more and more people, and it's just like
Do you have internet access here?
no.
Say don't get into that trap of putting in watching
What
all
trap?
that.
Oh.
The social media trap and all that.
No,
It's
they don't.
ridiculous.
They don't let you have social media. Like, I think some of the GP guys are getting like these little like tablets or something that are like the size of like a older iPhone or something. But I think they can use like email. But I'm not sure about like social media. No, definitely no social media. But like, I'm not sure about internet or not. But this place is kind of like a dead zone pie for phones, anyways. I would think.
I don't know, we're getting service, which is weird.
Yeah.
I didn't think we would.
We are here.
Yeah, right in this room.
Maybe this is kind of like a hub of computers.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
is the spot.
Yeah, computer room. You would hope they'd have some.
Did you talk to Nikki afterwards? After all this happened?
On the 13th and the 14th.
What was that conversation like?
It was the 13th. It was kind of like, it was more text and then maybe a phone call, and then she thought maybe Shanann like took off with the kids, like just because I was telling her I didn't know where they were and all that. And then the 14th, she kind of thought something may have happened because they had to come back.
Why do you say that she might have thought that?
She kept asking me like some weird questions. Like she kept asking like questions that only I would know, but she was testing to see if like it was actually me on the phone. Like
What do you mean?
Like she would ask like like what's my dog's name, or like what do I like what yoga studio do I go to, or something like that. And just like like I just answer like and then like another thing like I'm not sure if this is you. I'm just like okay.
Is this through text or is this through calls?
Text.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't hearing your voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it possible she thought you'd been arrested and we were on the phone?
One, either Shanann had my phone or somebody else had my phone, or
Right.
like maybe maybe she thought it was the.
Well, hopefully Shanann would know all the answers to those questions, right?
No. This is Nikki asking me.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if she's asking you your name of your dog and what yoga studio, and
Yeah.
like wouldn't
Well,
Shanann know that?
maybe she thought maybe I was with Shanann. That she was just trying to find out who she was. But yeah, like some of the conversation like on the 14th got a little weird. I think that's when she met with CBI or something, or FBI. I'm not sure who she met with first.
So she talked to you after she met with?
No.
Oh, she
That
did.
was like she had told me like this is the last time you'll probably hear from me. I'm going to stay at my friend Jim's place. All this is all going on. She said not to contact her until this is done. She told me to delete everything, and I didn't delete everything. I just okay. I'm not sure why I didn't delete anything, but probably helped you guys out a little bit. But
She told you to delete everything?
delete all conversations.
Did
all
she tell you why?
She just said delete it. Which I don't think you can ever delete a text message.
We're pretty good at getting deleted text messages.
Did when your dad came in, one of the first things you guys talked about, he said, kind of quietly, I cheated on her, I cheated on Shanann or something. Your dad didn't know until that time?
No, when I was in North Carolina on August 6th, when I spent most of the day with my parents and my sister and everybody, I had told them like something like, this, I don't think this is gonna work. Like with what happened with the nuts and everything, and they're not being able to see the kids. They're like, this is the first time they had talked to me, and it pretty much.
Oh, because you went 3 weeks or something, right?
Yeah, because Shanann told me to call him while I was at the beach just to smooth everything out, because she was like, all right, whatever's going on in your head, you need to fix this. But she didn't want the kids to see him. She didn't want to see him. And then like when I did see him on August 6th, it was after I went and saw my grandmother. She's in a nursing home, and she still wouldn't go see my parents or anybody, even the kids. So I just told her to leave me there, and my dad would come pick me up, and spent the whole day there. And I just they were they said they want to see the kids. They just don't know if they could ever just forgive Shan for everything that happened that day. I guess, I'm not sure everything that was said that day when they had that argument, but apparently it was like a knockdown, drag out, bomb that went off in there.
Pretty hurtful things.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. And they just don't know if they could ever forgive her or not. And I just I never told them about cheating on her. They even asked me, is there somebody else?
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
So they could kind of sense maybe something's going on.
Yeah, because Nikki was texting me the entire time I was over there.
Oh.
So they could kind of see I was texting somebody, but it was maybe they kind of knew. Even when I was in San Diego talking to my friend Mark, I told him about Nikki, but I didn't tell him I was gonna meet up with her.
Okay.
I told him that I was trying to I should have just told him right then. Maybe that would have